It is what is expected of a brand new teacher. Lesson plans are made, but they're not necessarily linked to each other. When the teacher is teaching and the kids don't seem to quite get it, the teacher forges ahead anyway, even though some students are struggling. They do the same lesson plans every week, regardless of student achievement. In other words, their plans reflect a limited range of approaches to content and to the students. The two words you need to look at is almost there. There's an attempt, but they're almost there. The teacher tries, but has limited success. We're talking about demonstrating knowledge of students. That is basically the tools that you have to work with, the tools that you know about the kids, the students, and your knowledge of teaching in and of itself. The typical basic rating or the basic teacher in their lesson plans, it's one size fits all. They do not think about different levels of ability within a group of students. They just have one lesson that fits all. And so lesson plans make little reference to student interests. In other words, this is what we're teaching on this particular day. I'm not really concerned with what your interests are. You're here to learn what I am here to teach. Another example is the teacher knows students are on an IEP, but the teacher hasn't really read or studied those needs on the IEP, so there's very, very little differentiation. It is basically behavior, lesson plans, and abilities of or performance level typical of a brand new teacher to the profession. Today we're talking about element 1C, setting instructional outcomes, and we're talking about it on the basic level. This is what you would expect out of a brand new teacher to the profession, where memorizing is the main strategy that they use. Outcomes consist of memorizing facts. The focus is on the middle group rather than on including everyone according to their abilities, because they just haven't learned how to do that yet. So as a result, the advanced students are bored and the lower students are struggling as the outcomes do not address their needs. There's very few concepts that are aligned with any other subjects because they're just getting started in the profession or they haven't built the skill sets that they need. How well do you know where things are and how to get to them? At this level, the teacher demonstrates awareness of school or district resources. They're aware of them. They may not actively pursue them, but they are aware of them. In their mind, enough already. The teacher uses district materials, but does not search outside of the classroom. They deal in minimums. The teacher participates in mandated district training, but not beyond. This has gone far enough. That's kind of the way they operate. Teacher uses school resources, but does not go. We're talking about designing coherent instruction, and we're looking at the basic level. At this level and at all levels, designing coherent instruction is the heart of all planning. Materials are somewhat appropriate to the learning needs of the students. Again, this is the basic level, so it's typical of a brand new teacher to the profession. Lesson plans are designed to engage some students, but they just haven't fully gained the ease of doing that like a proficient or distinguished level. So there's a ways to go on that. Few groups are organized to support student learning. They're more designed to get through the lesson plan than they are to support student learning. There's a few opportunities for student choice, but not like the proficient level or the distinguished level. Few lesson plans are structured or aligned. Sometimes at this level, they're well written, but they're just not aligned with other subjects. We're talking about designing student assessment. Element 1F, we're looking at the basic level. At this level, assessments seldom match the intended outcome. They are scattered pieces of the puzzle rather than aligning in that regard. Expectations are fuzzy and they're just not clearly defined. Assessments for learning are not necessarily planned as part of the instructional process. In the basic level, we're looking at what is expected of a brand new teacher or someone new to the profession. They just haven't had time to hone those skills yet. The teacher's plan for assessment is partially aligned with instructional outcome, but they'll get better with that as they go along. Few plans are made to include student choice, and little consideration is given to allow student participation in designing assessments for their own work. That's a skill that they will learn later on.